Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'm here today with Mr. Daniel Obakuzua, all the way from the ancient city of Benin. We are here to discuss about Edo State politics. The Federal High Court in Abuja adjourned Governor Obaseki's case to Sine-Die. Indefinitely. Okay. On Tuesday, some people were jubilating, hoping that the case is over. But Mr. Daniel said the case is not over.
Well, when the presiding judge at the Federal High Court suspended the case before him, Sine-Die, indefinitely because
Is it sin and die
the
or
same issue,
sin it die? Sin it die. It's sin.
Sine-Die, Sine-Die,
It's
Sine-Die is
called
pronounced Sine-Die, yes.
it's pronounced sin and die. Okay.
Yes. Because the case is already within the appeal court. It is not a matter no longer for the lower court to handle. That was why he had to suspend the case indefinitely since the case is before the appeal court. What I am not clear who took the case to the appeal court. Is it the PDP? You know, when APC Obaseki was in APC, this same issue of his certificate came up under the then PDP. Whether they are the ones who took it to the appeal court, but since the issue about the certificate case regarding Obaseki is before the appeal court, no lower court can attend that matter. So even the one that is to be heard by the tribunal, election tribunal, by some parties who took the matter to tribunal, the same issue will be done by the presiding judge, suspending it indefinitely because it is already before the appeal court. So that is the essence why the presiding judge in the Federal High Court had to suspend it before him, Sine-Die, which means indefinitely, pending the judgment at the appeal court.
Okay. So the higher court is the appeal
The
court.
higher court, yes. No lower court can attend the matter since it is before the appeal
The higher
court.
court. Okay. So
That is it.
what would be the prospect of this case?
Well, it depends on how it goes, but to me, I don't think it is a case that will fly. Those who wants to use it as a yardstick for Obaseki's downfall. The reason why I do not believe the case will fly is that the university authority, the University of Ibadan, has come out to say that he's actually a graduate of the university. Also, the NYSC certificate that they said Obaseki, the I was not there. And NYSC themselves has also ratified, apologized to the Obaseki, and reissued the certificate. So I don't see, you cannot cry more than the bereaved. These two bodies have clarified the issue about the certificate. I don't know where they want to still rely on, except for the 3 credits. But we do know those days university will grant waivers to people to continue their degree program on based on certain credit. But let's see how it goes. But to me, I don't see it is as a good case that one would rejoice or want to pull Obaseki out of office about.
Mm. But I think this case went to court before.
That is what
When
I'm saying. When Obaseki was in APC, contested under APC as a candidate where he won, PDP with Izeyamu took the matter to the court over this same certificate issue. You understand? Maybe that was how it went to appeal court. Now that Obaseki is with the PDP, will PDP be interested in furthering the case? That is another issue. Before you know it will be like a case that is struck off.
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that is just the
Yeah.
basis of it.
Mm, mm, mm,
So
mm. So yeah, the case is already under the appeal court,
the
where
people,
Uzay
yes,
Yamu sued him when he
yes,
when he was in PDP at that time.
at that
So
time.
and the case is still pending in the appeal
It is
court.
in happy court, yes.
Okay, the lower court cannot
Cannot
deliberate
yes, cannot attend that case
case because it's already under the appeal court. So
on the higher court. That was why the presiding judge at the federal high court had to suspend it indefinitely. It now depends on PDP. Are they interested in persecuting further? You know, there are some cases after you don't, the
uh,
presiding judge will see that there's no there's lack of interest. It will strike off the case. That's what is normally
okay.
the issue. You take somebody to court when the it is being called for hearing. The maybe the weakness is not there. This is not there. The presiding judge will strike off the case. That is what is normally the issue.
Okay, yeah, PDP will not press for this case
That
anymore
is
because
one thing.
they,
If it's their one, I don't think PDP will press further.
they said,
So
yeah,
what we'll do now, we are going to research who took the matter to the appeal court, who filed the matter, because the thing the one by APC was still pending in the federal high court, which they have just suspended indefinitely because it was already in the appeal
appeal
court.
court, yeah, yeah. So if they stroke it out before,
Then
if they
by
stroke the
PDP.
case out, can they bring the case back again? That is the thing. It's a little
So
bit
the
complex.
reason why it was struck off, according to Julius, is that they filed out of time. So within that speculative period, they did not file. So it is taken out,
Mm,
struck off out of because lack of
okay.
time limit.
Mm,
There's a time limit you can sue. So the question is that we are going to make
But
our inquiry on how it went to the appeal court, because this case was still within the federal high court. How it got to the appeal court.
But if the case is not in the appeal court, I see no reason why
No, no.
the Federal High Court in Abuja.
What I believe is going on.
Yeah,
Yes, the case may have been struck off by the lower court, maybe in the high court, at the federal level, at the federal court or the high court. Maybe PDP then took the matter again, because when the high court or the federal high court says they filed out of time, they also have a right to appeal. Are you getting it?
yeah.
I believe it is that same case. They appeal then against that judgment of the lower court that they filed out of time.
Okay, it's written here in this article, like what
Mm,
we just said, that
mm.
this suit is hereby adjourned Sine-Die to await
Yes.
the Court of Appeals decision on the first
Yes.
defendant's application. Okay, so according to what is written here now, is the same thing that Mr. Daniel just explained, that the case is pending in the Court of Appeal. That is why the suit is hereby adjourned Sine-Die, because it's already awaiting the Court of Appeal decision on the first defendant's application. You see the application?
I,
Yeah.
yes. What? Let Julio get one thing clear.
Mm.
If I go to a federal high court or a state high court and judgment is not in my favor, I have the right to appeal. You understand? So if the high court of which the PDP took the matter to then, or the federal high court struck off the case that they did not they filed out of time, they did not file on time, it means they still have a right of appeal. Because I am believing that it is that case that is in the appeal court.
Yes, it is. It is.
Is the one in appeal court. They
Yes,
took
the same
took it to appeal, which was pending.
thing. Pending. Yes,
It's
exactly.
pending.
The same
It's still
case
the
is
same
pending.
certificate. Yes, it's pending. So no court, no lower court can attend that matter.
matter. Exactly. That's what they said here in the article, saying that the case is already pending in the
And in
Court
the
of Appeal.
court.
So they are
Yes.
waiting for the decision of the Court of Appeal.
When
That's what
when
it's written.
when a case or matter you can forget about it when it has gotten to the apex court, the Supreme Court. It is not the Supreme Court that struck that case off. You understand? This is the Federal High Court or the State High Court. Now they appealed. That
Appeal.
is the position.
Yeah. If for instance they stroke the case out, I don't
Mm.
see no reason why the Federal High Court will be referencing the case in the appeal court. You understand? If
Because
really it
yes.
was stroked out. So
Mm.
if this case
No,
is
no,
no
no.
more,
Maybe the state or the Federal High Court they took the matter to struck off the case. On their claim that they filed out of time. They have the right of appeal. PDP has the right of appeal. Then maybe they took it to the appeal court. The matter is pending in the appeal court,
appeal court
which no other lower court can attend.
turned, yes, clear
So,
enough.
Julius, I think he wrote again, said counsel asked the court to struck off some of the paragraph in the new case, which the court refused, and they filed an appeal not to continue with the very new case, not the old case. Okay, okay. And why did he make, okay, it's because of the appeal. It was still the new case. But judgment had not been given in the new case. Okay, asked the court to struck off some paragraphs in the new case which the court refused and they filed for an appeal. Okay, it is Obaseki that fight for appeal. Good. Thank you, Mr. Julius. Now we now know. He said when the matter came off at the Federal High Court, it's not educating us that when it came out at the Federal High Court, the counsel to Obaseki asked for some paragraph to be struck off, which the Federal High Court refused. You understand? So they now took the matter to appeal. So it's still the same Obaseki. It's a new first case. Thank you, Mr. Julius, for educating us. So since the matter is now before appeal, the Federal High Court cannot continue on the same matter.
Matter.
Thank
Okay.
you very much for.
So,
It's very clear. He has enlightened us that it was Obaseki who took the matter to the appeal court on this new case. That of the PDP is gone. So the yes, that
yeah.
the when the matter came up for hearing yesterday at the Federal High Court, so he could not, the presiding officer could not attend it because
It's
Obaseki
already
has already taken it to the appeal court.
appeal court. Okay, it's a new case,
Okay,
not
it's
based
part
on
of
the
this
old
okay,
one.
old
Okay.
one. Yeah, that is what he's
Okay.
trying to explain to us.
I
Thank you,
understand
Mr.
that now.
Julius. Now it is very clear that it was Obaseki who took the
To the appeal
matter
court.
to appeal court
Appeal court.
based on some paragraph that was not very clear. Thank you, Mr. Julius.
Yeah, clear enough. Yeah, it's very clear now, crystal clear to me. That which means the old case that was instituted by
By
PDP
PDP
there
has long
has
gone.
been stroke off. Yeah. So
Has
this one
long
is a
gone.
new one. This
One
one is a new one that Obaseki himself took to the appeal court.
to appeal court. When
That
the
is
matter
what.
came for hearing, what it means that the Federal High Court, when it came out for hearing, the they appealed that some paragraph be struck off at the Federal High Court, which was not done. So before the this yesterday hearing, they took the matter to the appeal court. So
Course.
that is why the case is before the appeal court.
Appeal
And
court
when
now.
it came up here for hearing yesterday, the presiding judge had to suspend the matter indefinitely because it has been taken to the appeal court.
Appeal court,
So it's
yes.
clear enough. It's part of
Yeah.
the new case. Thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Julius. Every day
Yeah.
we learn.
Yeah.
Nobody is a knowledge of an island of knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you. At the beginning, I thought it's this
No,
people who sometimes leave threat messages for me. That's what you
no.
know.
Okay.
Okay, so we have to end this show now. Thank you, Mr. Julius.
Thank
And
you.
Mr. Daniel will come back again. Let's discuss about Nigeria, the insecurity ravaging the northern region of the country. Okay.
Okay.
President Muhammadu Buhari is mute to this crisis in the northern region, just like what he did during the SARS protest. So is, let's just reserve our comments to the next show. Okay.
Okay.